Sorry, there was a network issue. Yeah. So I welcome all the participants for the day 4 of our 5-day certification program on OOPS concepts using C++. Hope everyone is doing well. So I just want to, so I'm just handing over it to Manjunath. So he's going to continue the session. If you have any queries, please put it in the chat box. It will be addressed. And any questions related to yesterday's class, please do ask. So Manjunath will rectify all whatever the doubts you have. Thank you. Have a good session. Yeah, Manjunath, you can start.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of day 4.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, I have a doubt.
Tell me.
Sir, in beginning of the program, we used to write in Hush include iostream.h, but in uh, in your some programs it is not written iostream.h. It is only written iostream. So it is difference between them or not?
Yeah, there is a slight difference between .h and iostream. That is, in my compiler, if I use .h, it is not accepting. The compiler is not understanding that. If you use Turbo C++ or the DOS command compiler, then you have to use .h there. Whereas this is a graphical user interface of this one programming, that is Dev D++. So no need of using the header file. You might have observed in all my programs, I have not used .h in any of the programs.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall we start the session?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Tell me.
Sir, I had a query regarding objects and classes.
Okay.
Sir, basically, before basically in C, sir, classes contains the object, right?
Yes. Classes contains the object.
And they can be called outside the classes.
Yes. They can be called. If you are creating an object of the class, then object can be called from outside the class anytime from anywhere.
Okay.
Any number of time as well.
Okay. So, sir, when we use int main, okay. So at that time we are referring to it as a main of the object, right?
Main of the class. Main of the class, not the object. So
Okay,
object
it's
is
the
initialized in the different block by using the class. But when you start writing the program, we start with the main. That is the beginning part of the program that controls the whole program from opening block to the closing block of the end of the line. I mean to say last flower bracket and the first flower bracket followed by the main is the block called as one block. In that you are going to create number of blocks using the objects, creating the objects.
okay, sir. And one more thing, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when we use class, we use those curly braces, and
Yeah.
at the end of at the closing of that braces, we use a semicolon mark. Is it right?
No, it is not right. Semicolon is not required during the main. Okay, int main with the flower bracket is sufficient there. Semicolon will not be used in that case.
Sir, then it would be used in terms of class, right?
Yeah, it will be used in terms of class only.
Okay, okay, got it, sir. Sir, and one more thing, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the program of encapsulation,
Yeah.
So over there, we at the last step we show int get total.
Yes.
Okay, over there. So when sir, it returns the total value of that complete whole class objects, and after that, so when we close that particular block, over there we are using a semicolon.
Yes.
After we close
Because
the block, we are using semicolon over there.
yes.
So, sir, will not it provide a error over there?
No, no, it will not provide error return. Here I am need to write 0 there. When you are returning, for example, talking about get total. Get total is a method used of the calculation, and it is an interface outside the world. Okay, to get
Yes, sir.
and
Okay.
returns total here. You are not going to write returns 0. You have something
Okay.
inside the total, that is total. So instead of 0, that's it with the semicolon. If you are not returning any value over there, then you have to write 0. If you are initializing or you are invoking any value getting from other member functions or other method, then you need to write total followed by the semicolon.
Okay. Sir, and sir, one more thing, sir. Sir, as we use in class, sir, when we complete the class block, we use
Yes.
a semicolon. Okay.
Yes.
So similarly, when we invoke a method, sir, are we supposed to use the same curly braces and then a colon mark?
No, not required. See, when you invoke the class name, for example, I told you about adder. After adder, I start with the flower brasses, and followed by that, I close at the end of the class name. Inside that, you can open any n number of the blocks. But the thing is, when you open the main, you need not have to use semicolon. But when you opening the class, you need to see how many specifier you are using. When you are using the access specifier, use semicolon, you should use only the colon.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any doubts? Please in the chat box. Okay, let me start the session. Today's session, I'm going to discuss or I'm going to talk about the inheritance of OOPS concept. Inheritance. What is inheritance? So in OOPS concept, the concept of inheritance provides the idea of reusability. Means you can use the inheritance again and again. This means that we can add additional features to the existing class without modifying it. I mean to say that there are two kinds of class known as parent class and base class. So thus the process of forming a new class from an existing class is known as inheritance. The process of forming, this is very important. Understand the process of forming a new class from the existing class. When you open a class, by using that class, you create one more class that is called inheritance. So we all are familiar with the literal meaning of the term inheritance. What is inheritance? It is derived from the property of ancestors or the parents, like that. In program terminology, inheritance in C++ means inheriting the characteristics or properties of the parent class. Okay, parent class is the main class followed by the child class. In this C++, you will be understanding the concept of inheritance. Now, you should understand what is inheritance. Inheritance, here in this slide, I can show you the hierarchy of the inheritance. Base class. This is the main class of the program. Many programs we have explained, we have dealt with so many programs, all start with class. So without using the class name, you cannot start your program. Once you start your program, followed by that, till now we were using the methods and functions for calculating addition, subtraction, multiplication, all those things, modulus operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, everything comes inside that. So what if you are using the class name and taking the inheritance class and deriving one more class, that is called as derived class. Okay. Now, two things you need to understand. One is the base class. The other one is the hierarchy. That is derived class. Okay. Now you need to understand what is base class. It is also known as super class or parent class. For example, we can take a normal example of a human being. See, parent and child will have inheritance of parent, correct? So whatever the main genes or whatever the similarities, whatever the characteristics, whatever the behavior of the parent will be inherited in the child. Means what? Parent is called as a base class. Parent is called as the base class. The inheritance of that class, whatever you are inheriting, that is called as derived class. You can have n number of derived class by using the class. Here in this slide, I have shown you three derived classes: derived class 1, derived class 2, derived class 3. Next slide, I'll just read out this. Inheritance is one of the key features of OOP. It allows a user to create a new class, that is derived class, from the existing class, that is base class. So in the example, I will explain you how the derived class and the base class is being invoked. There are different kinds of inheritance take place. There are more than 5 to 6 are there. We'll just have a look on that. Before that, I'll just go with a simple example. Then we'll go with the implementation of inheritance. So the first example of I will take so here this is class. I'm using this today's example. The first example. Banda? Okay. Let us go with the compiler devd++. So in this program, to understand you, I'll make you understand what is base class, how the base class is working, and from that how the derived class is being accepted. So as usual, I was using include IO stream. In the beginning, I was having a query about .h. If you go for .h, if I compile this, see that the compiler is not understanding the header file iostream.h. Okay, IO is nothing but input output stream reader. So if I remove this .h and compile this program, the compiler will accept, I mean to say, it will understand. Now the second header file I'm using is the string, because this program I'm not going to do any calculation. I'm going to deal with the strings, that is more than one string, more than one character is called a string. Literal character, then that is character literal. Okay, in the previous program we used h, and in the previous program we used canio.h, and now the third header file I'm using string. So these are the basic things. Now let us go for the base class. So here in this base class block, I have opened the flower bracket and the closing flower bracket followed by the semicolon. Here I'm making it public. So what I'm going to making it public to the compiler, The compiler is that the string brand, the brand what I'm going to invoke is Ford. So this program I am the car and the manufacturing and sound of the car and the brand of the car. So Ford. Ford is a brand, and what does this do? It honks you. When you press the honk button, it will make you sound. So see out what kind of sound you can get. Okay. In the double quotes, I have written sound with exclamatory mark. In the output screen, first thing, this syntax will work for you because this is a base class. So you can use session by the cursor has to come down and tell you the brand. Backslash the cursor okay, the class name I have taken it as vehicle. So it is the base class. By using this base class, you can derive as number of car names. You can take it. Okay, the first thing is the base class is vehicle, and the brand I'm taking is Ford. And the sound, what kind of sound that Ford car will show you, make you hear.
I'm seeing few of the participants, they are saying it is not audible. Can you just check now? So is it clear? Can you just say yes in the chat box? Participants, are you able to hear my voice?
Yeah, can you hear my voice, participants?
Kalkala Rajeshri, please check your audio out. No slides. So Ramakrishna, I request you to kindly check your internet connection. Divya, please check your audio out because everything is Suresh sir. I request you to kindly just see whether it is available or not now. The slides. Suresh sir, hope the things are fine now. Hope everything is fine. Yeah, Manjunath, you can continue.
Okay, is my voice audible to you now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, in this program, we were discussing about the inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but the base class and the derived class. What is base class? What is derived class? The first thing is the base class is I have taken the class name as vehicle. In this vehicle, the or the brand I'm using it is Ford. Okay, this is the base class and the class name is vehicle. So next one, I am taking it as a derived class. What is this derived class? Derived class is a car. So vehicle is a base class. A vehicle has got any kind of vehicles, bike, a car, any kind of vehicles. In this, today I'm taking it as car. So car, public vehicle. So what kind of car model I'm going to initiate in this program? I'm going to initiate this Mustang for Ford. The brand name of the car is Ford and the model is Mustang. Okay. This is derived from the base class vehicle. Okay. When you derive the class name as car and the base name as vehicle, so vehicle is the main part of the program, and from the vehicle I'm inheriting the attributes or the characteristics or the behavior of the car. So the behavior of the car, I would say model as Mustang. This is the about the derived class and the base class. See, now we'll see the output of this. I am creating the main of this, my car. Whenever the car is been there, this is initialized as car. So I'm creating an object of this car as my car dot honk. So when you go for honk here, the sound should play here and the sound should come here. Okay. Now the output should show like this with this syntax. See out my car dot brand. My car dot brand. What is the name of the brand? Is Ford. So I should print as my car dot brand is Ford, followed by the model of that, followed by the to come to the next line. The model is Mustang. The main here. So this block will cover only the creation of the object and give you the relevant output, which is been initialized here as Mustang and here brand as Ford. Okay, so here Ford is the brand and vehicle is the base class, and here Mustang is the model, and car is a derived from the base class vehicle. So in this syntax, I am going to print the output as, okay, Ford Mustang. Okay, brand is Ford and model is Mustang, and car. The car is the class name. So by using this car, I'm creating the object of that car called as my car. Okay, so my car, whenever I write my car, I should, whenever I create an object of that car, whenever I create an object of that car, you need not have to use car again and again. So it is being initialized or it is being taken as an object, and the object name will become as car. Okay. So the object is my car, that is being taken by the class name car and Hong. So this is the syntax I'm using here. And then what I have to print it in the output screen. Output screen should be the brand name and the model name, and at the end of this I will return zeros and go to the main section. And this is about derived class and base class. Let us go for the output and see how it is going now. Okay, sound Ford Mustang. This is the output of base class and derived class. Base class, in this base class we were initialized Ford, and in the derived class we initialize Mustang. So both together it is encapsulated and taken to the class name called car, and car is been converted as an object called my. Using that my car, this output is able to print. This is the basic example of inheritance. Let me go to the PPT now. Is it clear now? Everybody can hear me? Is any doubt in the program section, the beginning part of the programming section, inheritance? You can send your feedbacks on the chat box. Okay, so that example was a basic example of how base class and derived class works. Now, how to implement the base class and the derived class in C++ using inheritance. Okay. The question was why we use honk. See, I just initialized the word called honk, but the syntax is not been taken for cout to print anything on the output screen. If you want, you can remove that word honk, or you can remove the complete syntax as well, just to make you understand that we are dealing with the car. So I just use the word called honk. Okay. Now to make you more clear, I am taking a clear example of inheritance in detail. That is the implementation of inheritance in C++. Okay, let us go to the mainstream of the C++ inheritance. Implementation of inheritance in C++. In this example, I am taking the class name as person. So keep it in mind, the class name is person, and the base class, it is the base class. And this base class, I am taking the class name as teacher and footballer. Okay, I am taking the class name as math teacher and footballer from the derived person. See, the class name is person here. By using this, I am just taking the derived base. So this is the base, main base of this by using this person, I am deriving the base class as math teacher and footballer. Okay, math teacher and footballer, that is public means person. Okay, so the class name is person, and in this person I am taking two names from the person as math teacher and footballer. Okay, next is what I'm going to do now with this person. I'm dealing with two things here. One is math teacher and other one is footballer. Okay, this is the derived base class. Okay, now by using this person, what all things I need to get it? Okay, what output I need to get it? The first one is the profession of that person. Okay, profession of the person. Math teacher, what is he? He is a teacher. And footballer, what is he? He is a sports person. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am initializing profession and integer as int. Okay, the derived class appears with the declaration of the followed by the colon. Derived class, whatever the public I'm using. Okay, see a public with the colon, and the access specifier will be denoted by the colon. Next one is the age. I am initializing the age and profession of that person. So two things I am going to initialize by using this person. The persons are math teacher and footballer. The math teacher is a person and footballer is a person. Footballer class is derived from the base class person. That is, the base class is here. That is also derived from the base class called person. The first thing is here unemployment is below 16. If you in anything below 16 in the output screen, then the output should tell you that it is age 16. So he is not inputting a command in the output screen. So two things to understand. My profession. Okay, my profession for math teacher is what profession? So my profession is, in this profession I would print as a math teacher, and my age is age of the math end line. What I will do? I will walk, I will talk. I will walk and I will talk. Each time I need to print here, the profession of the math teacher is to teach. Okay, profession of the math teacher is to teach. So what I will do is I'm initializing the profession. This will be printed on the output screen, and the profession, when I use this profession, then the profession is void math teacher. So math teacher will do what? Math teacher will teach. Math teacher will teach. So I can teach maths. Math teacher will tell you that I can teach math. So this is about the first person. The first person is about math teacher. When you go to the second one is what? Since it has an access to the person, the data member, profession and age of the teacher is set. Profession and age is okay. The data is displayed using the display this one, display open and close brackets. Okay, in this the information whatever we have see out here, it will be inculcated in this display and it will display. Now we will talk on the footballer. Footballer is what? Footballer object. Footballer is also created. It has an access to the person. Footballer is also created and it has an access by the class name, I mean to say base name, data member as well, which displays by invoking the display function, here. What to display here? I am going to display, I can play football. Okay, I can play football. The football only accessed by the footballer is called footballer. So here footballer and the I can teach maths, both are different blocks. You can see here this block is different. This block deals with the math teacher, and this block deals with the footballer. Okay, these two derived class is based by class name as person, that is the base class. By using this base class, we are derived to two classes as math teacher and footballer. Okay. Now in this math teacher, what I want to print, I can teach maths. In footballer, I can teach football. That is what I want to print. Okay. Next thing is I am creating the main of the class. These were the initialization process and the digestion part. This completely deals with the digestion part, and this is the variable we are using, and the data type we are using int and string. String deals with profession. We have two professions here, math teacher and footballer, and int age. Age is the age of the math teacher and the footballer. Okay, now let us come to the main now. In this main, I have two conditions. One is math teacher and the other one is footballer. One is math teacher and the other one is footballer. Okay. So now we have created the main using the opening flower bracket. In this main, there are two conditions to be satisfied for the compiler. One is math teacher and other one is the footballer. Now, what all things we require? What are things we are going to show on the output screen? So, teacher, math teacher is equal to teacher. Again, I'm creating an object of the math teacher as teacher. And here in the second segment, footballer as I'm taking simply as footballer. Okay, now in this main, I'm creating an object of these two derived class. These are the derived class of the class name person. Okay. Okay, now teacher. So again, when we create a class called teacher for math teacher, need not have to use the math teacher again and again. I am telling it repeatedly. No need of using this math teacher again and again, because you have created an object of that class called teacher. So teacher dot profession. Okay, teacher dot profession is equal to teacher. What is the profession of this math teacher? He is a teacher. What is is infant teacher? Okay, and age, I've invoked age here. My age is, okay, here I will input the age here, so that will be stored here. So I have directly shown the age of the math teacher as 23. So profession is done. What is now? What is next? What you have to do is you have to display the content on the output screen. So display is done here. Teacher.display. This will help you to display the condition. So math teach maths. This is the final statement of this math teacher. So first thing you need to understand is the profession. Profession is teacher, and the age is 23, and I have to display what? I teach what? Mathematics. Okay, this is for the first condition. So this is for the first condition. Second condition is the footballer. Okay, footballer is also a derived class from the base class called person. Footballer is the from the base class called person. Again, what does footballer do? Footballer ball. So I want to print this statement. So to print this statement, I have to take the class, that is derived class. In this derived class, I have taken footballer as it is as a object. No need of using this footballer as it is same. Footballer dot profession. What is the profession of the footballer? He is a footballer. Okay, and the age of the footballer is 19. So this age is invoked in this segment. So second time, see any condition, any number of condition you can take in inherit. First time we took for teacher, second time I am taking it for a footballer, third time you can take it for cricketer, fourth condition you can take it for an actor, anything you can take it, any number of derived class can be taken by the base class. Okay, so second condition I'm taking it is footballer. So the footballer age is 19. So after finishing this, what I have to print? I have to print. So I will display the information which is initialized in the previous block here. In this display block, what all I have initialized, that has to be printed by using the objects. Okay. So next one is return 0, sorry, return 0 will return to the main. So teacher will do what? And footballer will do what? We need to see that I've given the condition there. Walk, I can walk, I can. So both are from the same block, that is the display block. This will help you to print in the output screen. The first condition was my profession is math teacher. Profession is math teacher and my age is 23. And what I will do, I can talk. This is the first condition. Second condition. So this is the first condition for the derived class by the base class called person. So second condition we have taken is footballer. So footballer, what I have to print? My profession is, in this profession, that footballer will accept the information and come to the next line and L. Okay. So after that, what to print? My age is. My age is, I have given the age as 19. Okay, I have given the age as 19. So footballer age is 19. And what he can do? So what action he can perform on the field? That is, I can walk, I can talk. So I have written like this. You can use it as how much, whatever your wish is. Okay, that is the one. So two conditions should satisfy. Two condition have got different syntax, different scenario of conditions. Teacher deals with different situations and footballer deals with the different situation. The thing is, teachers deal with the classroom activities and footballer deals with the outdoor activities which is in the play field. That returns 0 and it will returns to the main because there is no a value or anything is added here, nothing is initialized here, so 0. And this is the end of the explanation. We will go to the output and see and come back to the compiler and discuss on this program. Okay, my profession is, there was two condition here. The first condition was teacher and second condition was footballer. Okay, my profession is teacher. So what is this? My profession is teacher. And second one, what is the age of the teacher? We invoke there. That was 23. What can teacher do? I can walk, I can talk, I can teach maths. Okay, second one was my profession is footballer. My age is 19. I can walk, I can talk. Both we have initialized for both condition. And the third one is what footballer can do. I can play football. These two, teacher and footballer, is a derived class of inheritance. That is the inheritance of the base class called person. This is the output of this program. Now, for any doubts, please place your doubts on the chat box so that we will clarify the doubts and go further.
I have a doubt. I have a doubt, sir.
Any doubts? Ramakrishna, can you speak a little louder?
Public person.
I'm not able to hear you properly. Sorry?
The syntax you can, right?
Your audio is not clear. Please come out or just speak little louder.
Ramakrishna, I suggest you to put your query on the chat box. Ramakrishna, I suggest you to put your query on the chat box.
Now voice is clear,
Yes.
sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Now
sir.
it is clear.
Yeah. Sir, I have a doubt. In the inheritance syntax, okay, you wrote public person.
Yeah.
Right? Private person, what will happen?
See, public, because that public is access specifier can access throughout the programming part. If you use private there, particular block only can access the information. As I told you in the previous class also, I can access only in a particular block. For example, I use your private and this block will work. Accessibility. Whereas if you use public, then it can access the entire program.
Same output we will get.
Same output will get. Cannot change anything like age or profession, anything. Whatever it is written in the block will be printed. But
So
to
when
make
you
the
identify the
accessibility,
differences
we will use
between
person.
when you identify the difference between public and private
See,
inheritance concept.
Inheritance concept. Two blocks here. One is the class person and other one is about the class teacher and the football public. So that in the main part, it can the maths teacher which is here as I can teach maths, and here in the footballer I can play footballer. So that is why we use public here. If you are using private here, and the accessibility from the main is difficult to access, so that is why we use public instead of private. One block to another block, public is easy.
Use public, sir.
Yes, exactly. One more query is there, sir. Can you please compile it, sir? Okay, thank you. I'll compile the program again. Okay, now, okay, thank you, Joshua. Now I have compiled the program again. You have on this output screen, you can just discuss on this in the chat box. Okay, no, sir, no doubts. Thank you. Any doubts on this program? Can we use walk inside the void display with cout? You can use. See here, there is no condition that you have to write the program as it is, how I have written. You can change the syntax, you can manipulate the syntax and write by using the method. See, walk is a method, okay? And display is the condition what you are giving for walk, okay? In the cout, you can write walk as well, okay? No issues. See, the thing is, there are so many kinds of programming language. Each have got different way of writing the program, okay? And each will give you the same output, okay? Each will give you the same output. The thing is, the way of writing or way of understanding the program, making it understanding for the compiler is important. When the walk is, you want to use walk, no issues. You can use walk also. In this program, what we have done is we have taken base class and derived class. Base class is a person. Person, I mean to say a human being. Human being might be a teacher, a scholar, a doctor, engineer, footballer, anything. So in these criteria, the derived class, what are things comes? what all can be used and as an output screen. So here we have used the age of the teacher and footballer, and we have just initialized I can walk, I can talk. In this case, you can put any kind of syntax, any kind of statements. Okay, but at the end, the last one, I can teach math, should be taken for teacher only. It should not come to the footballer, because footballer role is to play football. So I can, let us come to the program and see. See here. Math teacher, he cannot play football. That is derived base class from class person. So math teacher class is derived from base class person, whereas football is also here. I've taken two base class. Here I've taken two derived class from one base, and derived class I've taken as math teacher and footballer. So you want to increase the loading of this program, you can use any derived class. So base class is important. I'll profession age. These are the basic of the program. And in this program, what is happening? The profession of the person, age of the person, what he can do, he can walk. His profession, what he can teach maths. Condition is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 condition you need to accept. The first condition is teacher. Second condition is the age of the teacher. He can talk. And the last condition is important. That is what he can do with this teaching. Which kind of subjects? Mathematics. The same goes with the footballer as well. Okay. This is about the inheritance, implementation of inheritance. Any doubts? Is each mass is an object derived from the class. Yeah, this is the this is teach maths. Math nothing but related to a person. The person, what he is doing, he is teaching mathematics. Okay, he is teaching mathematics. So it is a derived class. This means that the base class is deriving the mathematics math teacher. And in math teacher, what he is doing, he cannot teach Kannada or Hindi or English or something. He can teach only mathematics. So this is math teacher will teach only mathematics. You can write whatever you want syntax that will be printed on the output screen, but it should make sense of output. So we will use the relevant information for the particular derived class from the. Is it clear? Any doubts? If the doubts are clarified, then tell yes, so that I can go for the next concept. Okay, thank you. Let me loading. Okay, function overloading. This is also one of the important concepts of O. The main goal of function overloading is used to avoid complex code or different kinds of code and make the user complex, and he will get confused. So more than when you're using, then you get confused, and the code with the program what you're writing, it will be complex. Okay, the main redundant code or complex code, when the same method, okay, is used for multiple times, then that is called as function overloading. I'll show you the example here. Overloading means function. My function. So there are different kinds of overloading with the different parameters. Okay, so the class name and the function name is same, and the class name is used repeatedly, or you are using the class name for other blocks or other method again and again. So that process is called function overloading. Overloading provides code class polymer empty and closing bracket. So this is that is second one. Same function I'm using again. I'm using the data type and the 422 parameters, and in the fifth one I'm using parameters. The arguments are here. There is in the first one, open and close bracket. There is no arguments placed here, so that is the empty arguments. In the second one, we have one, but the data type is different. One in the third and fourth, we have two arguments. Okay. You are repeating the same multiple times. Same as my function. Again and again, if you use my function, no issues. But parameters or that type should the program after the execution of the program, the method which is being overloaded again and again. My function is a method. It is being overloaded once. Again, my function int a overloaded twice. Again, my function again overloaded. See the use only one method, two method, three method for your class. No can be used by inheriting the class. Parameters and the arguments are very important. Let us go to the program section and in this program, I will discuss you on the different parameters and arguments of controlling. See, you can see a display is been repeated more than one time, but the data type used is different. In the first time, we are using int data type. Second time, float, and third time with the two arguments, that is int and float. Now, this is about more than one time we are repeating the function name, then it is and three. There are three kinds of arguments placed here. is 5, display of B is 5.5. Now display of A comma B. A comma B should be int is what? Int is and B mechanism of function overloading. Argument is going to place. Okay, now display using the function name as more than one time. Second stage also the display is repeated, and in the third stage also the display is repeated. Means what? More than one time or multiple. Output of see out integer no and the variable as variable and variable okay. Integer number int a is equal. So once the statement is should be printed by using this variable called var. This is the first function overloading. Second method is display method and the decimal number or in language as real number, or number will help you to access the number which is in decimal. Okay, you can use instead of float double float also. When you use double float, the range or the capacity of the number which you are initializing but if you're using float, the normal number, basic number, few numbers can be initialized. Now, second condition, float number. So when I print float number, where it has to invoke in this variable is again the is one of the so in this first syntax it was invoking the first one called int and in the second one float variable is invoking float. So when the invoking value of the variable will be printed automatically because it is displayed as b, displayed as a and displays as a comma b. This is about the comma b. Let's go to the next one. Again I'm repeating, I'm using the function method display. So I'm using this method for the third time. It is understood that more than one times the method is being repeated. Okay, more than one times the operator of the method is repeated or multiple number of times, then it is automatically called as function overloading. Now in this what I am going to do is int variable 1, float variable 2. Int variable to 5. Int float variable 2 is nothing but float b invoked or an instance of a comma b. So a is nothing but 5 and b is nothing but 5.5. I mean to say a is a int variable, b is float variable. These are the variables I invoked or initialized. How to get the print here? Now what things I need to print on the output screen? The first thing is integer number. So already we have done here in this first method I have done integer number is 5. with the variable as var. And the second time, float number and the variable as var, and it will print 5.5. That is second method. In the third method, integer number, variable float should print. So two times the variable 1 and variable 2 will print. That is display. How to display a comma b? Okay, display a comma b. In the previous method we used b, printing only print, that is 5.5, and in the previous one a, that is 5, that is int of that a is 5. But in the third display we are using int and float, that is and float as variable. Float number v2 should print. I mean to say that integer number 5 and the number should be 5.5. This kind of mechanism or the method is called function overloading. So this program deals with the data types with arguments. So here what happens here, this is one argument. Keep it in mind, this is one argument. If you remove this, so that is the empty argument. So there is no argument placed in the first method. Okay. Second time in this one variable, one argument is placed. But in the third method, we are using two arguments. There is no compulsory that you have to use only one or two or three. Any number of arguments can be used. Okay, depending on your requirements. Okay. So display is repeated multiple number of times using the arguments. Here one arguments with different data types, here one argument with different data types, here two arguments with different data types, and integer number 5 should print and float number 5.5 should print. Okay, this is the program for function overloading with the data types and arguments. Let us compile the program and discuss about the output and the syntax of it. So the first syntax was integer number int var. Var will print you 5 here, and float number var 5.5. In the third method display, I gave an cout as integer number is 5 and float number is 5.5. This is the output of this program. Now, any queries on this program on function overloading can be asked. Please place your queries on the chat box.
Sir, would you please compile it again?
Sure, sure. You see now, the method which was used was display. How many number of times? 3 times I have repeatedly using the method. So more than one time I'm using the method, then that program is called as function overloading. Function is nothing but method, and again repeating multiple number of times is called function overloading. Okay, one thing I can see is here in this program, if you don't want to use this multiple number of times, then you can write it in a single block with different syntax, and that makes you complex. The writing of the program will make you complex, and somewhere you get stuck, then it is difficult to rectify and debug the program. Okay, instead of that, break the program into step by step. So when you break the program into step by step, then you can understand clearly which one will accept what and what variable will work for that, and how it is going to print by using the display terminologies. Okay, same thing goes with the human also. So whenever we see some problems, we get stressed, we get tension. So when you sit quiet and breathe in and breathe out and think for a while, you have solutions for every problem, and the problem can be solved step by step. Same thing goes with the function overloading. Now you can ask your queries on this. Here can be used void display int a. It's important to use display. No issues here. When you're using void display a int a, again second time also void display int a comma int display int variable. Instead you can go for a and here b and sorry b and here a and here b. You can go like this also. These are the arguments. Okay, these are the arguments. No issue with the arguments. Combine arguments, no issues. You can do it. But the data type what you are using and the value what you are giving to the data type is very important.
Sir?
Okay, one more question is that combine both the arguments. See, combine both the arguments. See, you can get it. Okay, but I am showing you here as integer whole number and here as float number and here the combination of that together. You want to mix, you can mix it, no issues. Is it where is compared with A? Definitely A is compared with where and where is compared with A. So where is nothing but variable. Variable we have initialized here is A and B. Okay. So to make the program simpler and easy to understand, we create the variable and we initialize the value for that variable. No issues. It will compare variable and A, VAR and A. Any other doubts, participants? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Sir? Sir,
Yeah, tell
I
me.
have a doubt, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, this is the example for polymorphism, sir.
Polymorphism, see, it's an inheritance of the polymorphism. See, all program cannot be an inheritance. All program cannot be a function overload. Here, what happens is we are mainly focusing on the method, the function that is display here. By using this function repeatedly or more than one time, how the variables and the data types is used to get the output. That is what we are learning in this program. Okay, here nowhere we are inheriting the main class with the subclass or with the parent class to the child class or base class to the derived class. The program's method. There are three methods used. One is int a for that display, float b for the display, and third one with the two arguments int a comma int b for this display.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Guys, any other doubts? If anybody has any doubts, you can just the PPT has been shared. The PPT and the program has been shared to your email. Please send me an email, param@agimustech.com. So we will share those documents.
Sir, today I will. Sir.
Every day's PPT has been shared to all the participants. I request,
Okay,
if you are not received, kindly send me an email. We'll be able to send you. And
sir.
also
Any
check the
other
plan.
materials? Any notes is available, sir? Not PPT, except PPT.
PPT and programs, only two are available. Notes will not be. Notes, you people have to take it. Any other queries? Because today's session is over.
Sir, please send C++ compiler link, sir.
The Dev double D plus, right?
Yes, sir.
This is my
Please
email
send,
ID. I request you to kindly send me an email to get this. The link I will
Now
share
I
it in
send
the.
email in chat box, sir. Now I send email in chat box, sir.
My email ID is there in the chat box. Send me an email so that I will send you the documents, whatever is required.
Okay, sir.
Any other queries? Tomorrow will be your last day.
Hello, sir.
Participants to come prepared.
Hello, sir.
Any other queries on the programming part?
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, tell me, Danish.
Sir, I had a request. Sir, can you please share PPTs and all the web documents at 10 o'clock? Because today I received the mail very late.
Today around 10 o'clock.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. That would be a help. Thank you.
Session will be on OPPs and
Yes, sir. Definitely. Okay.
Things are clear, guys.
Complete set tutorial.
tell me.
In this complete session of our OOPs, so we are specifically learning on the characteristics of the OOPs, right?
Yes, definitely, because characteristics and behavior of the OOPs, because we deal with the real world object. Once you complete this OOPs concept, next stage will be a data structure of this OOPs and following by the complexity of the program when you go to the core level. To learn the core level programming in C++, these are the fundamental characteristics of OOPs you need to understand. If you understand this stage clearly with all the doubts clarified, then definitely you will be a champion in the core programming.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Hope my lesson is been conveyed properly to all the participants.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Please put your
There will be a test. So whatever has been committed, tomorrow there will be a small test given to all the participants. So as committed, two participants will be selected. So there will be some giveaways. It will be,
So where would be, sir, on what platform will be test be held on?
I will just let you know on that.
And so one more thing,
beginning of
sir.
the session, tomorrow's beginning session will let you know how we are going to conduct the test.
So and one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this test would be held on the complete topic of OOPs, right?
Yeah, whatever the session we have completed, whatever the topics is, in that only I'm going to ask some questions for you and throw light on the session.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Any other questions, guys? So if there is no queries, I am going to end the session.
Sir,
Please feedback in the chat box.
sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, the test, right?
Actually, like, what is the test going to be on? Is it going to be on like constructor overloading or something else, or will it
See,
be
I will make
on
you
almost
clear
everything?
that, okay, Joshua, I will make you clear. The first session was on the fundamentals of the C++, and later
Yes,
we
sir.
followed on the OPS concept, that is
Yes, sir.
abstraction, encapsulation,
Yes.
inheritance, polymorphism, constructor, function overloading, okay, all those things, whichever I have covered till date, till now, the topics which has been discussed and shared the PPT, everything, you just go through once again. In that only I'm going to ask some questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's basically on the object oriented programming concepts.
Okay, sir. And sir, will we have to write a program or something, or you'll just ask us questions and we should answer?
See, it will be objective type questions. Okay, no need of
Okay,
writing a
sir.
program and that, because if
Okay,
I
sir.
give a question to write program and all that, it takes long time,
Yes, sir.
and all participants writing the program, and again I have to check and all. It will be a long process. Instead of
Yes,
that,
sir.
I'll go for objective type questions, and we can have a discussion in
All
the
right,
chat
sir.
box as well.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, please place your feedback in the chat box. It is very important for us.
Sure, sir. And thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ.